Jonah 2. So this is Jonah's prayer to the Lord from the stomach of the fish. And it sounds like right here, we don't know how long after he prayed that the Lord commanded the fish and it vomited Jonah up onto dry land. But it's during that time. And then from his prayer, we know that he was near death. So he was in distress and he called out to the Lord. He called for help from the depth of Sheol, so death. And so maybe he had like a near death experience. Not sure. But then because God threw him into the deep, into the heart of the seas. Well, the sailors did it, but he knows that, they did it because they fear that for their lives, and they know that God is the one who's like trying to run after Jonah. So we know that he was in the heart of the sea. We know that the current flowed around him, waves passed over him, and then he thinks that, oh, he's like no longer in God's sight. He can't see God's holy temple anymore. The water, it encompassed him to the point of death. Seaweed was wrapped around his head. And then he even said he descended to the base of the mountain. So maybe like it's like he actually felt the bottom of the sea. And then the earth with its bars was around him forever. Not sure what that means. But then God brought up his life from the pit. He was fainting away. And he remembered the Lord. And he prayed. So at that moment between life and death, he prayed. And that he will sacrifice to God a voice of thanksgiving. And he vowed to God that. And it sounds like God saved him by sending this fish. And so from his prayer, we learn a lot about his experience there in the sea after being thrown in. And it wasn't a happy experience. It wasn't like he got through in and the fish came and like got him right away. He was near death. So I think sometimes God does that to us. God takes us to a point of a breaking point, and then where we rely solely on him for our salvation.